When you're trying to buy a home, it's the hefty tax you can't avoid and can often price your purchase out of reach. Now, there's a radical plan to change the way you pay stamp duty, taking pressure off households and the government.
Pay up front or pay a small amount each year over a longer period. That could be the future choice for home buyers under bold plans to shake up stamp duty.
Stamp duty is one of the worst taxes, and there's not an economist you will meet who will say that stamp duty is a good tax.
If you buy a new home for the median price around $1 million, it costs you $40,000 in stamp duty.
The stamp duty rates haven't been adjusted for 32 years. The government is simply profiteering by ignoring the problem.
The radical plan is to give you a choice. Pay the stamp duty up front or pay land tax over the next 15 or 20 years. Change the stamp duty system, and you could also change state government budgets.
I will always advocate, Ross, for proposals that reduce the tax burden on people across the state.
2 years ago, New South Wales earned $9.7 billion from stamp duty as property boomed. This year, it's $2 billion less, $7.7 billion.
Stamp duty is around 9% of our total revenues. We wrote down about $5.5 billion, so certainly it is having an impact.
And that write-down over the next 4 years reflects the slowdown in the housing markets. Now, just to illustrate, in the past weekend, there were 197 houses sold across Sydney at auction. That compares with 411 houses sold in the same weekend last year. For the government, it adds up to a whole lot less stamp duty. The Treasurer says New South Wales revenue is still growing. The property downturn will not compromise the rollout of infrastructure.
We're not like a Western Australia when that mining boom was coming down, that all of a sudden their service provision was jeopardised.
To smooth out the property booms and busts, many, including the Productivity Commission, the Henry Tax Review and the Committee for Economic Development, say land taxes on homes are better than stamp duty. It also takes away a barrier for some selling their homes.
Some years ago, the properties turned over about every 7 years. Now it's closer to 12 years.
The obstacle, it seems, is the plan needs cooperation from all state and federal governments.
These issues are things that government should always consider.
Ross Greenwood, 9 News.